Hello guys and welcome to my new video. So today I decided to do a video about something that I get asked a lot since patch 7.2 has been released for the last couple of days. Basically, how do I feel about Resto Druids after the nerfs, after the 4% base spell nerf, after the shoulder nerf, and after the cultivation nerf. So there's a list of nerfs that happened. I was really excited when patch 7.2 hit, because it's new content, there's new things to do, but at the end of the day, Resto Druids got quite a heavy nerf. So how do I feel it? Do I notice it? Yes, I notice it quite a lot actually. The nerf is quite considerable. On average, I think I've noticed about 100 to 200k HPS loss on a lot of the fights. It seems to be a lot harder now to actually try and do a good amount of HPS on fights. And how do I feel about that? I mean, I think the nerf was kind of justified. Resto Druids were doing a lot of healing. At the end of the day, Resto Druids should be really good for heavy movement fights and fights where there's not a lot, when there's under healing and there's a lot of damage. At the end of the day, the golden trait, Deep Rooted, affects people who are really low. Mastery basically gets better and better if people lose more HP, just like Resto Shamans. So it's kind of like a Resto Druid should shine on progression and when people don't know what's going on, and Resto Druid should not do that well on farm content unless you actually switch around a lot of the stats and different talent builds and go for the HPS log builds. So at the end of the day, the nerf should have happened, but I feel that the nerf to the shoulders was quite considerable. I feel that's what actually affected most of the HPS for Resto Druids right now. The shoulder nerf is really quite big. You gotta think about this in this way. The legendary shoulders were biz legendary for ever since it got buffed in 7.2, and even after the heavy nerfs, from 15-second extension to rejuvenation to 9-second extension to rejuvenation, even after the nerfs, if you have the tier 19 4 set, the shoulders are still your best legendary to be used in Nighthold. And most likely in Tomb of Sargeras. So because of the crazy synergy the shoulders provided with the tier 19 4 set, they are still the best. So this is how powerful the shoulders were. No one really predicted that when they were first released that they're going to be this big, and I feel the inflated numbers for Resto Druids are due to those shoulders. I almost could say that, I know it's kind of like whiny and things like that, like the shoulder nerf would have been enough. But I feel, in no way, I feel the Resto Druids are going to be bad. Like if you look at some of the preliminary findings from the first couple of days of Nighthold in the 90th percentile, Resto Druids like ranked pretty well in HPS. But this is nothing to be like taken too seriously about this chart. Like I said, Resto Druids, in the same way as Resto Shamans, they are progression healers, and progression healers work best where it really matters. So these logs are not really going to affect anything. I feel Resto Druids is still very good. You're just going to have to work a lot harder to maintain a good HPS, to heal a lot of people, and you're going to heal much more if people are taking a lot more damage, people don't know what's going on. Things like Deep Root are kicking in, your master is going to be better if you're under healing content, which you probably should be in really tight mythic Tomb of Sargeras fights. Resto Druids are still going to be fine. Tranquility is still a very strong raid cooldown. It's just going to be harder, and the nerfs are very noticeable. I feel you can definitely feel that you're healing for a bit less, and I feel shoulders are a lot to blame for the shoulder nerf. Anyway, let me know how you feel about the Resto Druid changes. How was your raid going? Did you notice a big decrease in HPS loss? Let me know what you think about the Resto Druid, the state of Resto Druids right now in patch 7.25. And thank you again for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.